What's up, everybody? I'm sorry to keep y'all waiting. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm just setting up a couple of things really quick so we can go ahead and get started. Again, I want you to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a general reading for divine masculines. If you are not a divine masculine, do not make it fit. Don't try to make a story yours that ain't even yours yet. So again, if you are a part of the twin flame journey, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This could be vice versa. You could be a cross watcher looking in on the divine masculine, or you can be a divine feminine a feminine in the masculine energy, shall I say? Vice versa. All right, so I'm gonna reveal myself. I guess I can show y'all what I'm looking like. Y'all just see me like not too long ago. All right, everybody. Welcome to Queen Z Spiritual Insight. I am Queen Z Denise. I am your reader. If you would like to find me on Clubhouse, it is at Queen Z Denise. I guess TikTok is out the question for the masculines. Yes, I ain't got no more space. I gotta delete some stuff. But anyway, so what I am going to do, like I did the Divine Feminines, I did a general reading for the Divine Feminines. After that, I confirmed it. And then I actually did a shadow reading about the Divine Feminines, and then I confirmed that. And then I did a love reading. And let's just say the Divine Feminines are very interesting right now, guys. So I want to see what energy is divine masculine coming in. I know there is some nosy ass divine feminists because I'm one. We always want to know what the hell they up to, what's on their mental, what's going on with their free space. Just to get heads up to see maybe if they're thinking about us like we're thinking about them. Do they feel the same about us like we feel the same about them? All of the above. Listen, it's not a question in our mind. So without further ado, I am going to get started. This is the weekly Divine Masculine check-in for January the 14th through the 21st. All right, so I am going to take 4 cards for the Divine Masculine. Energy Divine Masculine. What is your energy for January the 14th through the 21st, 2021? Okay, they want to be transmuted. They want to be, woo. I like that. Okay, 1 card flipped over that I'm able to see. So let's see. Can I? Okay, all right. Okay, they speaking. They talking. But there's 1 card that did not want to reveal itself to me, and I wonder what that card is. They got 2 cards, so I'm gonna take them. So I like this. I like this energy that the divine masculines are, they're getting it together. Ooh. Same card the divine feminines had, and they did not want to reveal this to me. And that's ironic because the divine feminines, it came straight out and it was a 3rd card. And this card was the 3rd card that popped out for the masculines. So I'm gonna put it in the same space, but the only thing is divine masculines, they got a little bit more to say to us divine feminines, I believe. Or if you are a cross watcher, you watching and you want to know what's going on with somebody divine masculine or your divine masculine, whatever the case may be. Look, same thing. They got 2 extra cards that came out that was kind of different, but I'm gonna tell you like this: divine masculine is either in their feminine space or they are concerned about their divine feminine. So you got divine feminine. That's the first card that popped out. Well, actually, no. Emerge was the first card that popped out. Emergence. I'm sorry. Then you got transition, emergence, prosperity, and soul time. So divine feminine reads. It says the frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. So I'm pulling the energy of some divine masculines know the significance of the divine counterpart of what a divine feminine brings to the table. Because if they all masculine energy and they don't have no type of feminine energy around them, even if some men have dealt with women that are supposed to be womanly, but they dealt with masculine energy, women. Women that wanted to control men, women that wanted to do certain things to men to make them feel lesser than, women that thought men were superior to them. I do feel like for some divine masculines, they are learning what a proper divine feminine is and what is a sacred woman. And the only reason why I feel that because you got transition. I feel like a lot of divine masculines are transitioning some of the information that they was brought up on and raised through, and they connecting it with knowing that it's not right for a woman to be a certain way, or how a woman is supposed to carry herself, and how a woman is supposed to feel genuinely to a man, and how I feel like some masculines are definitely connected to their feminine energy. And I always tell a man, in order for you to feel a woman, you have to feel yourself. You have to feel that energy yourself. So it's the same thing for a woman. In order for us to understand a man, we have to feel that masculine energy too, to gain understanding of who he is. But I do feel like for some masculines, you are running into the feminine energy, and this is something that you transition into because for so long you've been told that a man is not supposed to have no feminine type of feelings or emotions or whatever. But I do feel like some men are tapping into that feminine energy. It may be scary to some of them because they don't know the difference, because for so long they felt like that was not, they felt different or like alienated out of situations because certain people told them a man is not supposed to have emotions or feminine energy involvement with them. And it's like they're not supposed to care about certain situations, or they're not supposed to deal with certain situations. But yet some men are still, they still got that divine feminine, like the divine feminine's got the masculine inside of them that tap in every once in a while. And it's the reminders like, listen, it's okay for you to have feelings for certain things, but you need to learn when to use it and when not to use it. As long as it's healthy emotions, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of divine masculines are tapping into the healthy emotions, the nurturing side of themselves, the compassionate side to themselves, the one that can sit there and understand, the one that can say, well, damn, life is not as bad as I thought it was. Because if you go with a lot of men are logical. They don't think with emotion. So I feel like some masculines are being put through the test of time where they're transitioning into their feminine energy. They starting to get reference to what it feel like to be a woman. Not saying you gay or anything, because no, y'all still can be manly, but y'all have to feel the soft sides to life as well. You're human. Um, and transition says the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever changing nature of existence in our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So I do feel like I said, a lot of men been holding back. A lot of masculines been holding back on what's the feminine energy that they hold inside. Like the caring side. Like I feel like for some masculines, for so long they would tell somebody they don't care about something, but then go behind closed doors and them emotions come rushing in at them. But I feel like now they're learning to express how they really genuinely feel about something, and when it's bothering them at that moment, they're addressing it. Because again, a feminine, we are overly emotional. That's what men say. But if we are not able to feel our emotions, good and bad, that's going to be a problem for a feminine. And it's the same thing for a masculine. If you're not able to feel your emotions, good or bad, that's bad. That means you're empty. But then you got emergence. It says the frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude and innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. So even as a kid, I feel like this is going back to some of you divine masculines as kids. People told y'all that y'all was bitches because y'all had emotions for things, or because you spoke your emotions, or you spoke up how you felt. So I feel like you're going backwards. I feel like some of you are being hit with, I can't wait to do the shadow side, because I feel like that's going to pop up. You're learning the truth about yourself, that you were never a bad person for having emotions for certain things that bothered you. It was more so them people was trying to hinder who you were so you wouldn't connect to yourself. But I feel like a lot of you are reversing that now, and this is why soul time is here. Because y'all blocked a lot of y'all prosperity. I wasn't supposed to go to this side yet. But I feel like a lot of you blocked your prosperity and blocked your abundance, blocked the things that you were supposed to be blessed with. You wasn't able to identify them because you wasn't in tune with your feelings were, your emotions, your nurturing side. The things that you were supposed to nurture and grow and learn that you can manifest things as well, not just in a like as a feminine, but it's a masculine thing too. But a masculine has to be balanced out in order to manifest things. So I do feel like a lot of you are transitioning into understanding that if you're not in tune with your masculine and your feminine energy within yourself, then you're going to be off balance. Again, like, subscribe, and share my channel. Let's get these viewers up. But I do feel like there's prosperity on the table. It says the frequency of prosperity supports our feelings of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. Yes. All right. For some of you masculines, I feel like in the past people told you because you overreact about your emotions or something bothering you, and people probably say, "Oh, you bitching about certain things like you a female. You a bitch now? Do you feel like you're a female now? XYZ." And I hear that a lot now when we say it to our kids that's boys. It's not that they bitching, it's that we have to teach them how to balance out them energies, how to balance out the negative emotions and the positive emotions. You're supposed to be aware of the negative emotions and disintegrate them, but I feel like for so long, some people have told the divine masculines that they're overly emotional as men. I hate that. I hate when people do that. Do not ever stop a man from speaking his emotions, because then you get these men that don't be in tune with their emotions as grown ass men. And that's harder for them to be able to feel and understand women. Because when they go to a woman that's really secure for them and that's for them, they will not know how to deal with her. He won't know how to show that emotion. And I'm sorry, a lot of adults have put us in that position so long ago. So yes, masculines, I do feel like your happiness been burdened by other people's thoughts of you being too emotional or you connecting emotionally with situations and with people. So it says, it invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Like I said, some of you have not been able to understand when spirit was blessing you. Say, okay, since this is a twin flame reader, I'm gonna put it to you like this. You didn't understand the connection between you and your divine feminine because for so long, see, when you're dealing with your divine feminine, you gotta have emotions. You gotta be tapped into your emotions because that's where she's coming from. Just like she has to be tapped into her logical side because that's where you're coming from. It's the yin and the yang. It's the balancing act between two people that's gonna cause harmony. Now, my thing is, for so long, so many people told you not to open up to your emotions because a woman will take advantage of that, and that's true. But this is what you were supposed to do as a masculine. You were supposed to grow through life and still be that person you genuinely was internally, so that way you can feel out who to give your genuine love to, and who to give your undivided attention to, who to give your positive emotions to, and who to disown that was pulling on your negative emotions or triggering you in a negative way. I do feel like a lot of divine masculines are transitioning. But this is also for some of the divine masculines that is dealing with the divine feminine. I feel like a lot of you are transitioning and connected to your soul side because, like I said, you have to be able to embody that soul side to you in order for your divine feminine to understand you. So you have to genuinely be who you were before the world told you not to be that person. I do feel like if you are aware of who your divine feminine is and who she is to you, you're not, it's not saying be a weaker man to a woman, it's you being a better man to a woman. It's you being able to open up vulnerably to your counterpart. But I do understand some men don't understand who their twin flame or who their soulmate is because so many women they dealt with. This is something that's dealing with you because if you still holding on to that energy from the past where you can't open up to that vulnerability or understand your vulnerability and not feel like you're being a bitch or you're being called a female because you have positive emotions and you are how can I say it, compassionate and nurturing and oh uh, this brings me back to something that happened the other day. But soul time says the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concepts that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So I do feel like I said, for some divine masculines that is connected to their higher selves, into their feminine energy, they transitioning into their true identity and being able to connect with their emotions. They may not show the world, or they may not tell the divine feminines if they're dealing with the divine feminines, or they may not show, may not take this mask off just yet, but this is something that they're internally going through where they're accepting their feminine energy for what it is, and they learning that, okay, I know I couldn't do it with other people. Maybe I couldn't be this soft person, but the person that's for me is not going to turn me away from being my personal self, like where I want to be loving, nurturing, cook, clean, and take care of that person and being able to have that reciprocated back to me. So I do feel like some of the divine masculines are taking time to themselves. They going through an awakening on their own timing. They may not speak this to a lot of people. They may not tell you. They may not show you this. But this is something that's eternally taking place. They're taking the good and the bad, and they are actually learning to transmute that. Ooh. All right. So I'm going to confirm these cards for the divine masculine. All right. But if you are dealing with your divine feminine and you are trying to learn to transmute that negative energy that people always put against you and told you that you can't be that soft person, listen, the only way for your divine feminine to understand you is to know your emotions. Because that's what she's already, the blueprint is already given to her about your soul, how you feel, what you don't like in a woman. She's embodied you already. So there's nothing that you have to tell her that she didn't already fucking know. She may not express this to you. And that's what a lot of people got to realize when you're dealing with a twin flame. We already know some of the things that you have not told us, it's already been given to us. Whether if it was a synchronicity or spirit giving us it in a message or somebody coming to us out of the clear blue and we've been keeping it to ourselves, we know your blueprint and who you are. Even when people talk negative about you or how you talk negative about yourself, the divine feminist is always going to see the light in you because that's who she is. That's your counterpart. That person is the other half of you. So even when the world or you put negative energy towards the divine feminine, and again, it's like a mirror. It's a mirror effect. She knows deep inside who she is, so she deep inside knows who you are. Vice versa, you as a masculine. This is why I feel like a lot of you are going through this because you haven't connected to that feminine energy for so long. But when you get in tune with your feminine energy, you're gonna sense out your divine feminine. You're gonna know why she's angry all the time. You're gonna be able to tap into what makes her happy. Why certain things bother her? What the outside interferences in the world is, so that way you could be able to transcend them with her. Balancing that. Y'all gotta come in tune with yourself before y'all can come in tune with one another. Why the divine feminine here for the masculines? So I do feel like for two ways, the divine masculines feel like they wasn't given into their divine energy, their feminine energy for so long. They wasn't given in. So even if you're dealing with a divine feminine, because this is on top of the divine feminine, you wasn't given into this energy, so you wasn't given into your connection with your divine feminine. It matches. It's two things. When you're not given into that part of you and you're not nurturing yourself, you won't know how to nurture your other half, your feminine to your masculine. Why is the divine feminine here for the masculine? Can I get another confirmation? Why is the Six of Pentacles in reverse on top of the divine feminine for the masculines? Whoa. Yeah. 2021. This could be ending of a three-party situation. This could be ending of not being able to celebrate. Like you didn't have a light side of you and that enjoyed life. Like I do get that. And maybe because in the past, you probably was the giver, and now I feel like you don't want to give into this feminine energy, or you wasn't given into this feminine energy, because you probably did before and it did not work the way it was supposed to. It was probably you giving the energy, giving the energy, giving the energy, but nobody wasn't giving it back, so you wasn't able to celebrate with past feminine. Even if you was dealing with a karmic feminine and you was given in the past to that woman so much, you gave your whole vulnerability to your feminine energy. You became nurturing, compassionate, all of the above that you know a woman gonna do, and you connected to that energy in the past, but it wasn't celebrated. Or this could be the ending of a three-party situation, and it was dealing with a divine feminine because somebody wasn't giving in the same energy that was given. Maybe you wasn't given to your divine feminine in the past, which I already could pick that up very fast. Some masculines was not given to that divine feminine energy because they wasn't giving attention to their own divine feminine energy within themselves. Can I get one more confirmation? Why is it 3 o'clock? Yep. Lost situations. This is third party situation, but there's still a soulmate connection, your divine feminine. So I do see another situation, maybe in the past, or this could be the current. I feel like you was dealing with a three-party situation where one you was giving more energy to one versus the other. And I feel like for some divine masculines, it was because you wasn't in tune with your feminine energy, so you wasn't able to determine who was your genuine counterpart. But I do feel like there was an ending because this is a double confirmation, 3 of Cups in reverse, and then you got the 3 of Cups in front of this masculine who's steering, but he's not realizing that there's still a 2 of Cups behind him, which is that soulmate connection, that soul connection. I'm gonna do one more confirmation, then we're gonna move on. Why is the 5 of Cups on top of the divine feminine? Yep. Maybe the divine feminines is in the Queen of Wands reverse energy, where she's not giving mental clarity, she's not giving validation to the situation no more, she's not putting conscious thought into it no more. It's like she's shut down. So now the divine masculines don't, when they lack in that divine feminine energy, whenever the divine feminine pulls away, because I believe that some of the divine feminines don't realize they was giving the masculines the energy to tap into his divine feminine energy. So when you disconnect from the divine masculine and you're not being that divine feminine, he's confused. He's watching you walk away. So there's no mental clarity. There's no mental clarity because this is why he feel like it's a loss. He's at loss. He's still focusing on the ending versus the hurt that was caused from not tapping into their own divine feminine energy. So they wasn't able to seek the proper feminine for them. So this is where the three-party situation may have came from. That's interesting. Why is transition here for the divine masculine? Why is transition here? Anxiety. This came up in the divine feminine reading, and I feel like the divine feminines are picking up on this divine masculine energy so much that they can see that he's not changing, he's not transmuting because he's scared. He's still hiding behind the shadow, so he's still hiding behind his action. It's like, this is interesting. So transmutation, it says the frequency of transmutation supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So even when it's like this, the divine feminines may be, like I said, if you're a divine feminine, you watch, I feel like for some divine feminine, you are the key to the divine masculine. So if you act angry towards them or feel crazy towards them, or you make them feel like you don't want them or you're not interested in a connection no more, it could be various reasons. Like again, like I said, this is new for the divine masculines. And it all goes back to saying that the divine feminines are the ones that bring the masculines to the spiritual remnant. But we are the ones that show them what true God-like women feel like, what spiritual women feel like, what it feel like to be nurtured and feel good. But I feel like for some, because if you go back to the divine feminine reading, she basically doesn't want to deal with the anxiety of somebody having anxiety about the connection anymore. They're not able to take the bad that they've been through with other connections and transmute that so that way they can do better when they with the divine feminine. But I do feel like the divine masculines are in this energy that they're afraid of the new and dismissing the bad. They're afraid that if they keep letting go of the bad and they start how can I say it, putting out the good energy, that they get taken advantage of or look like they lesser than or they feel like they bitches. That's it. Why is the the 10 of wands on top of transition? Why is the 10 of wands on top of transitions for the divine masculines? The hermit. The divine masculines are going within. I do feel like they're aware of this. So a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them are being to themselves because they have to learn to transition these energies. They never dealt with their feminine energy. They've been aware of it for so long, but they never tapped into it because they was told for so long as young men that that's a bitch move. You having emotions is a bitch move. Why is the hermit here? Lovers. Like I said, they never tap into their feminine energy to fill out their divine feminine. These masculines are not stupid. They're weird, but they're not going to tell nobody that because they still are afraid of judgment. They're going within with this. They are aware that they have to tap into their feminine energy in order to feel the divine feminine, but they are afraid of their actions. It's like they so want them to do one thing, but they physical, they doing another thing. So they portraying a certain energy to the world that is not so. But it's definitely dealing with their the lovers, they divine counterpart. Why is emergence here for the divine masculines? Why is emergence here for the divine masculines? Why is emergence here for the divine masculines? Yep, the fool. So emergence reads again. It says the frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty of that unfolds from that place. So I do feel like the divine masculines do want to take a leap of faith, and they do want to learn more about being in a positive connection and being in a positive energy and what positive energy really means to them. Because again, like I said in the past, they may have been a positive, nurturing, compassionate person and they got shut the fuck down from being that person. But I feel like they're ready to transition into this person again. They're ready to balance it out. Hold on. It's more so they becoming more aware of the energy that they have dealt with for so long and why they kept dealing with them type of energies. Why is emergency? Why is the fool on top of emergency? Yes. Hold on. All right, hold on, baby. So you got the death card in reverse. Like I said, they may have never went through a transformation before. They never transformed this about themselves, and this is why they never had stable commitments. But I do feel like in order for them to have this stable connection with somebody, they learn that they have to take a leap of faith. They have to learn to transition. It's like I do feel like the death card is in reverse, so I do feel like they never tried before. They never tried to annihilate the energy that they held on to for so long that people put them through. Why is prosperity here for the divine masculines? Oh wow. And then you got the Tower card in reverse. Them not being able to make decisions, they tired of going through the same fucked up things over and over again. It's like they get things and they lose things. They get things and they lose things. They tired of taking the L's. Because you got this on top of prosperity, and this is the Tower in reverse, and then you got the Page of Cups upright. They tired of taking fucked up offers. It's like, or it could be they tired of giving messed up offers. Like, they looking at themselves like because of their past and because of what they always felt about themselves, it caused them to make decisions that wasn't positive for their growth. Like, what was going to make me a better man? What is going to make me feel better when it comes down to love? They always kept that same energy because in the past somebody told them that them being soft or being nurturing or being connected to their feminine energy was a bad thing when it really wasn't. It's when you tap too much into it and then you start doing feminine shit. That's when it gets bad. You being aware of your feminine energy, of you having emotions, for things, whether it's good or bad. You dismiss the negative, anything that make your emotions negative. You transmute that shit. You dismiss that shit. You let it go. So I feel like for some reason in the past, because of all the turmoil that the divine masculines went through, they was never able to transition to being whole or balanced within themselves because people always knocked them. Which with divine masculines gotta realize that's people was doing their job. Why is the Page of Cups and the Tower card on top of prosperity? Why for the divine masculines? Why is the Tower card here? Same energy the divine feminines is in. So this is interesting. Like I said, they tired of not being able to make decisions and give good offers or receive offers. They feel like them giving shitty offers is why they're receiving shitty offers. And I get it. But they're not no longer being blindsided about the past. So I do feel like they are aware that this is what's causing them to lack prosperity. Okay, why is soul time here for the divine masculine? And this is 3 cards too. So let's see. Just these cards. Wow. They're looking at their destiny. You got soul time. I'm gonna read what soul time is. I feel like this is so interesting. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to merge. One that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless and limitless and infinite. So it's like they no longer have sleepless nights about things. Because I feel like maybe in the past, a lot of divine masculines had sleepless nights about thinking about why they do the things they do or why they don't go towards the things that make them happy or why they self-sabotage themselves or why they don't feel happy. And it's about, because in the past, like I said, they dealt with stuff that wasn't destined to be. This is the Ace of Cups in reverse, so maybe they not having anxiety about people not being their soul connections, people that's not being the love of their life. They okay with that. They have dealt with that for so long that they need. I feel like they just stuck because then you got the Star card in reverse. This means they're not following their divine path. So I feel like this is something that the soul time is telling us that the divine masculines are taking time to themselves to realize that it's their fault that they allow so many fucked up things to go on in their lives. All right, so let's do a shadow reading on the divine masculines now. Let's see what's going on shadow side. This reading is interesting. And then I'm going to pull a love reading. All right, so shadow cards. All right. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. Do not make a story fit that does not fit your situation. Again, these are new cards. I am going to possibly go to the book for some answers with the cards after I pull energy first. So this is for the masculines. This is the shadow reading for the masculines to see what are they dealing on the shadow level. What is the shadow energy of the divine masculines for January the 14th through the 21st? Again, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share to my channel. And this, again, is the weekly divine masculine check-in for January the 14th through the 21st. And if you haven't already, please follow me on Clubhouse. All right, let's see. Let's get 4 cards for the divine masculine. Can I get 4 cards for the divine masculine shadow side? And I'm not going to turn them over. If they flip out, then so be it. Can I get 2 more? Thank you. 1 more. Good. All right. So only 1 card flipped over. And that was the second card. But the first card is Downcast Pride. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is the shadow side of the divine masculine. The second card is this me. The third card is artificial heart. I knew this card was gonna come. I knew. I knew it. And then the last one, forgetting oneself. Same thing as the divine feminines. It's like this. Listen, when I say we mirror each other, we mirror each other. So mostly of the time, we may be at different levels of healing, but we both are mirroring the same thing with each other when it comes down to healing. So, like I said in the feminine reading, these are new cards. I'm actually going to give y'all a definition before I read the card, or I might just go ahead and read the card and give y'all a definition. But what I am going to say from the overall look that I do see, I feel like the divine masculines for so long, like I said, they are now taking a look at the side of them that they allow other people to distract them from being the genuine person, the feminine energy, where they was able to tap into their logical side and their emotional side and make decisions as one, because maybe at some point they tried to tap in and they made decisions too prematurely and it backfired on them. So I do feel like a lot of masculines have shut their heart off so that way nobody would not be able to take advantage of that love that they do really have. So they dealt with a lot of situations that wasn't meaningful for them. But I do feel like they've been fake, and there's two confirmations of that because you got forgetting oneself, forgetting about yourself, and is this me? You can't even. It's so bad that you don't even identify yourself anymore. And then don't downcast my pride. That means because of your pride, you got pride issues. Your ego is playing a big role in some of the decisions you made because of the past hurt that you dealt with, and because people told you not to feel yourself. So what is number 4? Is this me? It says I cannot recognize myself as I cannot remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead? So like I said, it's like this. Some of the masculines was just going in the fast lane. They was just dealing with situations just because it was just a temporary thing and they wasn't feeling certain things. They wasn't tapping into their emotions. So if it was something that they did not really have to give a fuck about, they would rather deal with that type of energy because it requires less of them. But now it's becoming bothersome to them because they can't take them situations serious anymore. So now I feel like a lot of divine masculines are feeling like they're not being themselves. Like I can't be myself with certain situations because I'm lying to myself about myself. So who really am I? Is this really me? Am I really doing the things that I genuinely want to do? Am I really going towards the things that I really love? Am I enjoying my own life, or am I just doing it to satisfy everybody else? This card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Maybe yes, maybe no, but for sure, I lost the road I had once. The last time I stopped to really think about it in my heart, I feel maybe like the high school girl that went to the prom, but truly I am now a older 45 and I weighed thrice. I feel my true self as a kid that wants to play soccer with the real Madreds. All this while punching numbers on an Excel file out in the insurance office. It's not necessarily something negative as a dream lost or corrupted. I could see myself as love is the most important thing in my life. But actually, I have a very well paid job that makes me travel. So it's like for some of the masculines, they allow the material world to determine who they genuinely were. They started accepting things that did not make them happy because it looked good for them or it was a good look for everybody else. So now they're noticing that all this shit never made them who they were or never made them who they genuinely wanted to be. Like, I'm not happy because I got the flyest car. They doing it for other people's approval. It's like I got the baddest car, I got the baddest bitch, I got the nicest crib, I got the biggest pockets, and I got the fattest jewelry, or I got the best job, or I got the best sex lifestyle, or it was like being a people pleaser so much that they forgot who they were. So it says, well-paid job that makes me travel. I sleep alone in a hotel room. When did we last look at ourselves in the mirror? Do we like what we are? Make no excuses because the choices which made what we are our responsibility. If an old dream is dead, it's time to dream anew. If the old dream is alive, it's time to go back to it. So it's like if we let go of some things that made us happy, and it made us bright and it made us feel who we were and we was going to be a better person from it. I feel like a lot of divine masculines are going through realization of it now. Hmm, that's interesting. So 12, the artificial heart. So the artificial heart says building oneself to specification, sealing oneself to adversity, dreaming of electric sheets. So it says, once upon a time, it was a time of flying monkeys. Someone journeyed to a place that wasn't Kansas in order to gain a heart. Oh, such a charming old-fashioned fairy tale. A new heart can be bought on the internet now and be delivered in a couple of days with a brand new, shiny instruction manual. It works too. So that first line, it lets me know that the divine masculines became too attached to the material world. They forgot about their true love. They true love, they true feeling. It's getting the job done. It's not a job of feeling. Like I said, they don't have to feel nothing out, so they just dealt with situations that got them by, whether it was financially stableness or something in that sort. They did not follow their heart when they made these decisions, and like they was following their pride, their ego. This is deep. It says a new heart can be bought on the internet. A new heart can be brought, meaning that you could find pussy. You could go online and offer somebody $40 of our masculines and you get pussy. That became too easy to y'all. It's like they don't want the stuff that come easy to them anymore because it doesn't help them to grow. It's keeping them stuck and comfortable. It says we still long to live through our emotions fully. We are truly like an artificial night that wants to become a real person. Happiness is not in numbers, but it's not because numbers are bad. It is because there is nothing that alone can grant happiness and guarantee it. We trade in the natural world for artificial, and then we blame this choice as the reason why our sky has no color. And like I said, a lot of masculines was more into buying things to keep their comfort material, whether it was materialistic things or dating people offline that they was able to get a quick fix with, probably take the person out, get a couple of drinks, get high as fuck, drop the person back off. It's easier for them because they still could go and be home and talk to the next person or deal with the next person. Even if they dealt with relationships that wasn't, they had no emotional attachment to that person, they did that purposely because it was easier for them because they could do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. So even if you are somebody that's dealing with somebody, like if you're a karmic and you're dealing with a masculine and you're trying to figure out why this person don't give their all to you or why they don't feel, because they shut themselves off. This is a shadow side to them. They shut themselves off so they won't have to feel. And they attach themselves to the materialistic world. So even if they have a sex with somebody, they probably not even attached to that. It's just a whatever thing. And until a man tap into their emotions and they have an emotional connection with a feminine energy, they're going to keep being this artificial heart because it's easier for them until they learn the lesson that this is why you're not manifesting what you really want out of life. Alone can be happiness and guarantee we made in the natural world officially, then blame these choices. It says, what if it's not actually connected? What if it is just an excuse? What if even an artificial heart could be and fall in love and drown in sorrow? So again, it's like I feel like the masculines are now learning to tap into their feelings and they drowning in the choices they made because they wasn't open. They wasn't tapped in. They wasn't feeling their emotions. They wasn't feeling their heart desires. They was ignoring their higher selves. They was ignoring what spirit was, divinely guiding us to do. And what it did, it caused them to forget about their own identity. Ooh. So I'm gonna do the number 17. Forget oneself. Now I got hiccups. So forgetting oneself. It says eating the lotus flower, numbing our identity to go by the second of a music that was never ours. So they was living other people's lives. They was living other people's identities. They forgot about their own identity and who they genuinely were. It says a modern Adonis, an ancient Hermes, a grown-up Cupid, shurned by Laurel, Myth, and Ludus. He is the welcome allure of the present moment, the warm embrace which numbs everything else, like Barkius, wet kiss. If you let go of the pressure and the pain, if you let go enough of your identity and of the context you live in, then you will just feel better. It is what happens when you fall asleep, when you take refuge in the arms of a loved one, or when you watch a movie slumped graciously on a comfy couch. Sometimes, however, it asks for more. It takes more out of you, more of yourself to be forgotten, to feel just a little better. And maybe the twisted idea that if you forget everything, then you will actually really feel better. Forgetting everything, letting everything go, not just a moment of rest, but just a jump in the dark. It's like the vertigo. You stand on the edge of precipice, and a little part of you wants to jump. But it is the just a moment of rest, a moment of pause, a moment of uncertainty, selfishness. So what? Let it be and sleep soundly. What I do feel like with this card, a lot of divine masculines forgot about themselves, so they go within a lot. They sleep, or they probably daydream a lot, or they could be sitting in your reality, but they're not really there. Like it's like sitting there talking to somebody, and you talking to the person just responding with yeah, yeah, but they really not even comprehending what you're talking about because they in their head they got something else going on. So I do feel like because of this divine masculine's pride, um, it kind of confused him. It's like I said in the other reading, I feel like they are being able to tap into their emotions now. Now it's something that's driving them insane, and they are realizing they do got emotions. They do have a soft side to them. They do have a nurturing side of them. They do want to be that person, but they hide it for so long that they forgot about it. So now they forgot about who they genuinely are, and it doesn't make them a bitch. It doesn't make them soft. It doesn't make them feel like they're not a man of a man. Why is 20 here? So the number 20 card in the downcast pride. It says the root of sadness and grief is deeper than the skin. The only delusion is the gray sky. Going dark. Survival is a direct consequences of adaptation. What we all adaptation is not the result of subtle or constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mercury of it. As we strip day by day of our dread dignity in order to avoid conflict with the world that would spread us apart. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility or through a hidden core of identity. Sometimes we don't use the best part of us, but rather we draw from the ugliest. We survive and bend our knees because we draw out from our laziness. Fear and disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what can only be called a surge of lack of self esteem. We are decluded. When we think that we are only sacrificing our pride, we cling to vanity, but we cannot afford dignity. Isn't it sad? Honestly, the true delusion is our faith in fall, in winter. While we discard spring and summer as a fairy tales, the sky can change colors too. As long as we sometimes look up, we can notice. So, like I said, I do feel like a lot of divine masculines is dealing with pride issues where it's causing them to self sabotage. It's causing them to keep going into situations that it's not embracing their positive energy. It's making them go on the negative sides of themselves. And I do feel like a lot of divine masculines are going through the awareness of this now, and it's actually making them go into like a hermit mode. It's causing them to shut away because of the awareness. Now it's like, damn, it's like you falling asleep in the car and you letting the car engine run, and you got your foot on the gas, and then by accident you run straight head first into something, and it's like a collision, and then you get mad at everything of everybody around you, but there's nobody to blame but yourself because for so long you felt you were sleeping through everything that was bad going on where you were supposed to be able to tap into your negative emotions. If it made you feel bad about it, you were supposed to be able to tap into it and be and gain awareness of it and knowledge from it, not to fall asleep on it and not to not to learn the lesson that you were supposed to learn. So I feel like a lot of you are divine masculines are going through the lesson part now where you sitting here and you observing the things that you let go on for so long without acknowledging it. So I'm going to confirm these cards with soul lesson cards. I'm going to see what lessons on the soul level that is actually taking place with the divine masculines to see. All right. So why is downcast pride here? Loneliness. A lot of divine masculines dealt with situations and they dealing with karmic situations or situations with love, and it was out of loneliness because they didn't want to be alone. So it says, I know that I am never alone. So even if you're dealing with the divine feminine, you know, it's like you deal with situations because you're comfortable with knowing that somebody is out there that genuinely love you and they see you for who you are. So a lot of divine masculines have taken advantage of that. It's like they are aware of it. It's kind of like a stubborn type of energy that they do where they attach themselves to their counterpart and they're aware of it. But because it's going to force them to grow into a higher being, they rather deal with the lower vibrational people and dumb themselves down, but it's becoming unbearable now. So it says worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So I do feel like because they are worried about changing and about being a better person, like I said before, I do feel like a lot of the divine masculines have pride issues where they're not ready to change because they feel like people gonna think they better. Oh, you think you better than me, or you think you doing better than me, or you think that you deserve this, and you think this and that. Listen, stop worrying about the outcomes and live. That's the problem with a lot of people. So I feel like the divine masculines is going through a lot of shadow work, and it's not because of their own selves. It's because of what they attach from people's words and how people thought about them. Why is this me here? Discipline. I can't accomplish what I set my mind to. Like I said, people downplayed you for so long, divine masculines, about who you genuinely were, that you forgot who you were. It's like forgetting your own power, forgetting that you are a higher being, that you are who you say you are. But it's you not coming out of the heart space negative. It's like because people put so much negative towards you in your ear and in your emotions, that now you started to believe that about yourself. So you shut yourself down. This is self-sabotage energy all over. Why is artificial heart here for the divine masculines? What soul lessons are they learning when they come down to artificial heart? Damn, pride again. You got 4 cards. Well, 5 actually, I believe. So when they come down to artificial, oh my God. Wow, 6, maybe. So our artificial heart again, it talks about you not being real with your own emotions and you not trusting your own feelings. You got abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. In the past, you probably wasn't able to attract your abundance because you was closed off. Then you got pride. It says, I love myself and I see myself in everybody. You may not be that person's cup of tea that you dealt with in the past. People may not resonate with you before, but Spirit said you got a counterpart that is a part of you, that accepts you for who you are. Do you got success? I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So, like, I do feel like divine masculines have hated themselves for so long because other people have told them they hated them or they didn't like them for who they were, or because they was being vulnerable and open with somebody before that. These people may shut down or shut them down like, oh, you just fake, you don't really love me, and this and that. So you got self-esteem. Like I said, this is a lot. It says I possess gifts of the soul that benefits me and others. So you gotta realize, okay, you are afraid to be that man with your divine counterpart, but you accept a karmic situation, divine masculine, that is going to beat you down and keep beating down at your self-esteem. But this is why you keep going through that. You need to build your balls up and face your true identity and face your true north, your true heart, your true desire. So then you got to change. It says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So you have to change this about yourself. This is why you attract the type of love lives you always have, because you're insecure in yourself and don't feel like you could be that man that you are, because for so long people always attach your capability of being a man. Then you got doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. You're never going to get the answer that you want to hear until you hear it for yourself, inside yourself. And then you got denial. This is a lot. This is a lot on an artificial heart, baby. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Be aware of all negative and positive energies. Even if you're dealing with somebody that is a karmic and the karmic constantly beat you down about who you were, try to make you feel less, and then that was because they wanted power over who you are. If you don't build yourself up enough to know who you are genuinely, and that way, whenever you do, you would never deal with another karmic situation like that ever again. Why is forgetting oneself here for the masculines? I'm gonna pull two love cards after this, and then this will conclude the masculine reading. Okay, they gave me two. You got grief. Like I said, you forgot that your end goal is to be happy. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So even if you lost something in the past, and I think the divine masculine reading itself started like that, and it was like that you may have took losses, but sometimes the losses was because of your own demise, because you wasn't able to identify genuinity out of somebody, versus so you treated everybody the same. But I do feel like you're learning that you're losing something is because you needed to learn how to appreciate that a little bit more. So then you got envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. You have your own challenges, and I feel like in due time you will start to be aware of that, and that way you can heal them traumas, and you can get a better awareness of who you are, divine masculines. I'm gonna pull two love cards for you to close out this reading. Let's see. I do appreciate you if you have tuned in from beginning to end with me today. This has been a long day. But please follow me on Clubhouse as well, because and by the end of January, I will be transitioning to Clubhouse as well, doing live discussions about sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. Why is it important? Why are we going through the transition of how valuable love is, real genuine connections are in society today? Let me just put these back. Grab these. All right. So, like I said, I will be doing a lot of discussions on Clubhouse as well. Again, if you can, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you would like to book a reading, please go to my Facebook page or my Instagram and DM me. My Facebook page is Queensy's Readings. My Instagram is Queensy's Denise. And I'm also on TikTok, Queensley Denise. I usually will be using that for promotional reasons. Like if I have something coming up that I'm going to be doing, etc. So let's go ahead. Let's do this really quick. Let's get some divine masculine energy when it comes to love. And I just needed two cards, and he gave me two cards. What? This is for real. Okay. I want you divine masculines to watch the divine feminine reading. I want the divine feminines to watch the divine masculine readings because y'all are kind of reflecting each other, but I feel like the divine feminine is more in. It's like I feel like they are focusing on themselves, but I feel like this is pulling the divine masculines in to focus on their reconciliation with not just themselves but with their divine feminine. And this is why I'm saying this because in a previous reading it showed the feminine energy was involvement. So I do feel like a lot of divine masculines are connected to their feminine energy and they feeling out who their true identity is. And this is not for the divine masculines that are with their divine feminines, even if they are divine masculines that are with a divine feminine already. I feel like they reconcile with themselves. They connected with a divine feminine energy. And if you are not a masculine that is dealing with your divine feminine, but you're aware of your divine feminine, I feel like you're reconciling with yourself so that we can come towards and you will feel out. So I do feel like in the next, I don't feel like it's gonna take long for this. I do feel like this is the energy that's being pulled in during this Capricorn new moon and all this good stuff that's taking place. I feel like some of the conjunction is still pushing us forward. I feel like the divine masculines are now becoming whole within themselves. They have no choice. Because again, we are entering the 5D. This is no longer, this is the age of the Aquarius. And it's about knowing. It's about going towards the things that we know is for us, that we know is a part of our alignment, that we are now knowledgeable of. So even if our identities was lied about for so long, we are now expressing who we genuinely are. That's why a lot of people that is gay that been hiding in the closet about being gay, they're coming out the bag to certain people because they want y'all to be aware they cannot lie about their true selves no more. And this is just taking place on a collective level. Even the divine feminines, whether we dealing with karmic partners or not, we're expressing the truth about how we really feel to the karmic partners. Even the masculines, if our masculines are doing certain things that is not of our higher good, we're expressing that as well. But let's see what is going on. So the first part that really shocked my nerve, because the divine feminist had this too, in the end conclusion of the reading is express your love. It says go ahead and make the romantic gesture, but like I said in the feminine reading, I feel like the feminines in the past they used to show this, but because the divine masculines were iffy, but now I'm seeing it in another way. The divine masculines are iffy because they don't trust every female that try to be compassionate or love them or show feelings towards them, and it always was a lie. Why is express love here? Your love here for the divine masculine? Yes. Oh my God. This is interesting. So they want to show this woman who's action oriented, who shows, I feel like, her true identity and her true feelings. Like this makes him balanced out. This is Sagittarius energy. This is something that has a lot of fire energy. So it's a lot of passion involved. You got the Queen of Wands. He wants to express his love and he wants to have a balanced situation in a reciprocated energy with this Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands can be the divine feminine. And let me get this last information. Yeah. He's going through an awakening about his love life. This is interesting, masculine. Good, good, good. Why is reconciliation here for the divine masculine? Why is reconciliation here for the divine masculine? Whoa, that's all. Well, they gave me more here for it. All right. So on top of reconciliation, it's a lot. The one thing I am going to say, so they feel like it wasn't no transformation. Maybe they did reconcile with somebody and it wasn't no it wasn't a transformation. It wasn't changing them. Like I said, I do feel like a lot of masculines did this in the past. I feel like they didn't put in work with reconciling. Maybe they did. The reason why they did not put in work for the reconciliation is because they didn't trust the energy of the divine feminine. But I do feel like they are enlightened about this reconciliation, so they may not be putting in work about it, and they may not be changing the way they reconciling with you. But they don't want to have sleep. They're not having sleepless nights about it anymore because they are enlightened about reconciling, and they want a stable commitment. But I feel like it's more so they're enlightened about them not putting in work to reconcile and change the outcome of this situation is what's causing you not to be able to reconcile. And it's all dealing back with them not being able to trust women or feel like some women wasn't being truthful about being spiritual and being connected. So, Divine Masculines, this is your weekly reading. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel. If you are on Clubhouse, please follow me in this at Queensy's Readings. And also to book a reading, please go to my business page on Facebook, which is Queensy's Readings, and also our Instagram is Queensy Denise, TikTok Queensy Denise. And again, I will see you on Clubhouse at Queensy Denise. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope that everyone